Yo, what is good fam? As you can see, we are in the edit studio today because we are doing edits. And by studio, I mean I just moved the laptop to the coffee table because the way my bank account is set up, the thing is I got to check in the savings. So there's a couple things that you might need if you want to follow along. First, you're going to need a track to edit, and I've chosen MOP's late 90s, early 2000s banger Anti-Up, and some software to edit the track with, and I'm going to be using Ableton Live Lite today. And if you don't have a copy of Ableton Live Lite and you want to get yourself one, I have a serial number to give away to a lucky subscriber, so stay tuned for that a bit later. Let's import the original track first. Then double click the audio clip and it opens up at the bottom. Now it's time to warp the track. Let's look for the first downbeat, and that is at bar 5. Double click it and drag it to the closest warp marker. Then we go all the way through to the end of the track again and do the same process with another kick closer to the end. Once we've got that, we can add in a few more warp markers in random places throughout the track and make sure that everything is beat gridded. Now we select the warp mode as complex, and we can check the BPM down here and change the global beats per minute to something very close. In this case would be 95. So the plan I have for this track is to have an 8-bar intro with just drums, and then when the track drops at bar 9, I'm going to let the bridge play out, and then I want to start the chorus at bar 13. So let's find the chorus quick and rearrange it as a first draft. So we'll cut it out and paste it in at bar 13. Now instead of the verse dropping after the chorus, I'm going to include a bit of a party break. So the party break would go here, and I'm going to let that play out for 4 bars. And then at bar 25, I want an acapella to start, but of the chorus again. So first let's import the instrumental so we can get the first 8 bars down. I'm going to deactivate the original and follow the same steps to warp in the instrumental. Now I'm just going to move the instrumental out of the way so that I have the first 8 bars empty that I can work with, and I want to include these drums at the beginning. So that's only 2 bars. And then right at the end of the track, I find a nice piece of the sample that I can use. It's another 2 bars. So from bar 5 to bar 9, I want the drums to play. Now let's see how that sounds with the original track included. I'm just going to need some of the last bar just before the beat drops at bar 9. I'm going to drag this little box towards bar 9 and you'll see the track fade in. From bar 21 I said I want a little party break, so I want to include the drums again. And let's hear how smooth that transition sounds. And then I want the acapella of the chorus to start from here. So let's import the acapella quickly and deactivate the first 2 tracks so that we only listen to the acapella for now. One thing I did notice is that the acapella's beats per minute is at 86 and the original track is at 94. So there's a bit of work to do to warp the acapella to line up with the original. Quick tip, if you can't hear the difference when both tracks are playing at the same time like this, and you don't know which one is in front and which one is behind, you can change the pitch of the acapella so that you have a distinct difference. So I've changed it by 1 semitone, and now let's listen to it. So the one with the higher pitch is a bit behind. So now I'm going to look for the chorus in the acapella and warp that so that it's in time with the original. So I want to cut that part out and line it up with the chorus. So I'll just get rid of the parts that I don't need anymore, which is from bar 21. And I want to copy the chorus again and put it in at bar 25. Now that I got the acapella lined up, I don't need the original version anymore. I'm just going to deactivate it quickly and extend out the instrumental. Let me just do some quick rearranging and I'll come back and tell you what I've done. I've replaced the last 2 beats of the 8th bar just so that it gives enough room for the build up before the bridge drops. And instead of letting the drum start off with the open drum section here, I just moved it 4 bars later. Now for the party break section, I've just included some drops that I had on my hard drive. And this one. And for added bit of spice, I put in 2 sound effects. This one and then a kick drop sample, and this is what it sounds like with the acapella. So to finish off the track, I put in a bit of EQing on each element. So for the instrumental, put in a bit of saturation so that you can hear it on the phone, and some mild EQing. And here is what it sounds like with the EQing. Just enough so that everything sits in the right place. With acapella, I did a bit more. I first put in a reverb, standard reverb in Ableton, and a standard delay. And here's what it sounds like with the reverb and the delay. I did the same for the drops. So before I play the final version of the edit, just want to tell you about the Ableton Live Lite giveaway. There's 3 things you need to do if you want to enter. First, be a subscriber to the channel. Second, like the video. And thirdly, in the comments, you can just tell me what track you'd mix into next from this edit.